Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to World of Tanks Blitz. I'm here going to be doing a review on the FV215b. This is the British Tier 10 heavy tank. As you can see, rear mounted turret, very interesting. Let's get into it. So it's got 71% protection, 80% firepower, 88% shot effectiveness and 35% manoeuvrability, which compared to the Mouse has got 100, 58, 80 and 15% manoeuvrability. So the Mouse of course has got all that armour, but technically the FV is better in all the other aspects. So starting off, 2100 HP. That's not as much as the Mouse, nor is it as much as the E100. And in fact, overall I don't think it's a particularly high amount of HP. For Tier 10 heavy, that's got 2050, that's got 22. 110E5 has got 2000. 257 heavy has also got 2000. And the 50B has got 2100. So it's sort of mid-range, really. I suppose you could say it's sort of mid-range HP. The Germans obviously have got the highest amount of HP, but yeah, this is sort of mid-range. It's not the most amount of HP, but then again it's not the lowest amount of HP. As for the armour, 152mm frontal hull, 101 sides and 76 rear hull armour. As for the turret, 254, 152 side, 101 rear. So yeah, the armour not that great really for a tier 10 heavy tank. The turret armour however is very good. It's a very good hull down tank. Very strong frontal turret armour, plus it's all rounded and everything. The cupola is technically a weak spot, but it's a very odd kind of weak spot because as you can see it's got all of that sloping and things on it, so yeah, it is most certainly an odd kind of turret configuration, but generally it's very strong frontal on with regards to the turret. The armour for the hull however, 152 front, it's sloped but it's still 152. So yeah, the front armour is technically good, but this is the large lower glacis and everyone just goes for the lower glacis if you're coming up at them frontally. Hang on, I have a box to open. Huzzah, credits. So I need more credits. So yeah, the side armour 101, absolutely terrible, and the rear 76 is also absolutely awful. An E100 with its 150mm gun gets 85 HE penetration. From the rear, he can penetrate your rear hull armour very easily. So yeah, it's rather vulnerable in regards to the hull, just due to the lower glacis. The side you can't even really side scrape with, and yeah, it's an odd armour configuration. It's far better hull down, I would say, the armour. As for manoeuvrability, however, weighs 70 tons, but it does have a 950 horsepower engine, which means it goes at 34 kilometers per hour top speed with a 34.42 degrees per second hull traverse and a 26.07 degrees turret traverse. The hull traverse is not that bad, really. That's quite good for a heavy tank, 34 degrees per second. I mean, it's not the best hull traverse, but really for a heavy tank, tier 10 heavy tank, I mean, it's not as mobile as the Americans perhaps, but it's a fairly decent hull traverse. The turret traverse as well, not that bad. If you look at the Mouse, Mouse weighs 188 tons, gets a far more powerful engine, but it doesn't go as quick, it doesn't have as good of a traverse, and it doesn't have as good of a turret traverse. The E100 as well weighs 130 tons, more powerful engine, but still low traverse numbers. So yeah, the manoeuvrability on this thing, not that bad for a heavy tank, really. As for the engine, there it is, it's a Rolls-Royce Griffin engine, 250 horsepower, yeah. 200% chance of fire and impact. Yeah. Yeah, again, there's the turret FV215. Yeah, strong enough armour. View range, not that bad. Turret traverse, also not too bad. As for suspension, 73 ton load limit. Yeah. Again, suspension traverse, not that bad. However, the gun that you mount in the turret and onto the suspension is a very good gun. It's a 120mm L1A1 gun. And it's a high precision sniper rifle. It has a 7.73 rate of fire rounds per minute, which gives it about a 7 point something reload rate, which is not that bad compared to the mouse, which has got 8 more millimeters of gun penetration, but it has got a lower rate of fire. So yeah, it's a decent rate of fire. The average penetration as well, almost 260 millimeters of average pen. That's decent pen. That is very good penetration. You can reliably penetrate many of the tanks that you meet, and even some of the weak spots, which are a bit finicky for some of the lower penetration tanks like the mouse. You can easily hit with this gun, with this average pen. With APCR, the penetration goes all the way up to 326 millimeters, which is rather good for APCR. The HE pen as well, 120, due to the fact that this is HESH. This is HESH we're talking about, so you can penetrate loads of things with HESH. So yeah, it's a very good HE pen. You get 400 average damage with AP, 340 with APCR, and 515 with HESH, which means that, yeah, it's probably not a bad idea to carry around a bunch of HESH for waffles, and even some of like the more thinly armoured tanks, such as maybe MX50Bs, 5120s perhaps, and yeah, things like that. As for the accuracy, very good accuracy, 0.31 accuracy with a 3.3 second aim time. That's a very quick aim time, and that's very good accuracy. It certainly is a high precision gun. You can snap off shots. You can point at something, and then within a couple of seconds you'll be aimed, ready to fire, and they'll still be halfway through their aiming cycle, and you'll have already shot them and pulled back again. So yeah, it's a very good gun mounted on this tank. The chassis itself, maybe not so much. However, the gun is definitely a good gun. As for the ammo, it carries 35 rounds of ammo, which is generally enough to see you through a battle. So yeah, decent amount of ammo, so you can play around with it as much as you want. As for provisions, you've got your standard and improved fuel for 3 and 10% respectively to engine power and turret traverse. Then you've got black tea and puddings and tea for 3 and 10% respectively to crew mastery. Then you've got protective kit, 15% protection and crew from injury, 10% speed and module repair, 20% fire protection, and 10% ammo and fuel tank durability. So you can go ahead, whack some of them on if you want. As for consumables, you've got your standard repair, first aid, fire extinguisher. Then you've got your engine power boost, 20% to engine power for 15 seconds. Then your adrenaline, 20% to load speed, and 10% chance of damaging enemy vehicle modules for 15 seconds. And then you've got the multi-purpose restoration pack, which is all 3 of those things rolled into one. And yeah, go ahead and mount them as you wish. As for equipment fit, I would say gun rammer. You don't really need with the calibrated shells, although 132 HESH pen is very tempting. But generally it's good penetration anyway, so you may as well take that gun rammer. You get an extra half a shell in a minute, so yeah, result. So yeah, I would say gun rammer, and then really it's a choice. It is a front mounted engine, but I found that the engine itself doesn't get damaged that much, so yeah, it's really a choice. I would say the extra ammo and track durability is going to be useful, so improved modules, but then again it is a choice between what you want to mount. Then coated optics, because it's a heavy tank. However, this is a difficult one. It is a tricky one, because you can play it as 2 ways. You can play it as a heavy, or you can play it as a sniper, and if you're playing as a sniper, then Camanet would be the option for you, but then if you're playing it as a heavy tank, then coated optics is what you'll be mounting. You don't need the enhanced gun lane drive, so go with supercharge for the extra shell velocity and penetration decrease over distance. And then I would say improved assembly, because the hull armour, whilst the front is decent-ish, the sides and rears just generally aren't. Plus it's got that big lower glacis weak spot anyway at the front, so you don't get many bounces unless you're at an extreme angle coming around a corner with that front angled. So I would say the improved assembly for the extra HP. Then it is your choice between improved control or engine accelerator. You may say engine accelerator because it's got a decent enough hull traverse for a heavy, but then any extra hull traverse is always welcome, so it is your choice. Then I would say vertical stabilizers, because you don't need the refined gun. It has laser-like accuracy anyway, so I would say vertical stabilizers just for those better snapshots. Then I would say enhanced tracks for the extra track module health and the automatic repair to standard condition when you get your tracks blown off and you don't use a repair kit. And then your choice of whatever the hell those two things are. So yeah, overall it's an interesting tank. The gun is very good. It's a very, very nice tank to play with regards to the gun, but the armour, the turret is good, but the hull not so much, I find. It's not a particularly bad tank. It's just that the hull armor is maybe not quite up to the scratch of, say, the Mouse or the E100 or the ISs and things. But in regards to the gun, yeah, it's a very good gun, as I keep saying. So yeah, that is the FV215b. I'll thank you for watching and goodbye.